Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with a new game. I'm going to play Darkest Dungeon. This is a turn-based roguelike RPG with a really dark and grisly theme. Lots of terrible stuff happens to you. I could go on and more about the art and the gameplay and all sorts of other things, but suffice it to say for now, I love this game. Even in early access, this is one of my favorite games of the past year, and a picture's worth 1,000 words, so let's just go ahead and get started. With this video, call this YouTube. With this video, I'm going to do a couple of things. Obviously, if you just like to watch me play games, you can watch it for that. If you're someone who died a whole lot, as I used to, this video will hopefully help you stop dying. And if you're a new player who hasn't played the game before, you can check it out, see if you like it, and also get maybe a heads up on how to play before you actually dive into it. So we're going to start with the tutorial. I am going to be skipping all the narration cinematics. Basically, you got your party of characters. Normally you'll have 4, but for this tutorial you have just 2. And this pane over here is where you're traveling through the dungeon. So right now we're in this room. You click on a room, and then you start to move to it.
Run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Yes, the hamlet is just ahead. Don't worry about that. Between every 2 rooms there will always be 4 spaces. Most of the time, nothing will happen in these little segments as you walk through them, but sometimes there will be stuff that you can find and treasure to loot, or just bad things will happen, and then sometimes you'll have combat. So we're going to move along, and here we happen to have some combat.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Yes, thank you, narrator. So, when you are fighting an enemy, it's turn-based. The game does not let you know what order everybody's going to be going in. So there is an initiative order based on everybody's speed stat, but you don't know what the actual order is, and it can be random from round to round. So this adds a nice level of uncertainty to the game. When it's time to act, your characters all have a total of 8 skills, 4 of which will be unlocked at any given time. Beg your pardon, 7 skills, of which 4 are unlocked. If you unlock more skills later on, you can only bring 4 with you to the adventure. And each skill is kind of interesting. So for example, let's look at Open Vein. You're going to see that in the bottom left there are some yellow dots or white dots, and on the right side there are red dots. The yellow dot tells you where that character needs to be in order to be able to use the skill. So for example, to use the skill Open Vein, this guy Dismas, the highwayman, needs to be either the first, second, third, first, second, or the third person in the lineup. If he's 4th, he can't use it. On the right-hand side, notice Open Vein can be used against one of the front 2 enemies, but it cannot be used against the back 2 enemies. And then it tells you some things. So, accuracy base tells you how likely you are to hit. The damage mod is how much damage that skill does compared to your default damage. So if we look at Dismas's sheet here, notice his base damage is 5 to 11. But if he's using this Open Vein skill, it'll be minus 15% of his damage. And then there's also an effect, so the target will bleed 2 points of damage per round for 3 rounds. Notice here he's got this pistol shot skill, but this skill cannot be used against the front enemy, so that's why it's grayed out. I can't use it right now. Some skills, like this one, actually have the red dots all being connected. So you can see Grape Shot Blast hits the first, second, and third person. But there's a price to be paid. The accuracy is lower, the damage is halved, and then your critical chance, the crit mod, is decreased as well. So we're going to go ahead and just open this guy's vein. And he resists the bleed effect. Then he shanks me, I take a ton of damage, that sucks, and I do not resist the bleed, so I'm going to start bleeding. Here's your inventory screen, although in the tutorial you don't really have much stuff. Now it's time for a Crusader to go. I'm going to go ahead and use Stunning Blow here. As you can see, Stunning Blow has a big negative damage modifier, so you deal a lot less than your normal amount of damage, but you stun the target. You can hover over the enemy and see their resistances, so if this Brigand Cutthroat, if he gets stunned, he has a 25% chance to resist that. I'll take those odds. So I bang him for 4, and he's stunned, so on his next turn, he doesn't get to do anything. Alright, well, it's time to try to finish this person off. Let's open his vein again.
Press this advantage.
And he dies.
Give them no quarter.
He drops some gold, we'll pick it up. Great. Okay, time to keep on marching across the map. So here we find a tent. And I can either grope around in it, leave it alone, or use an object. Right now I don't have any objects to use on this, so it's either just grab it or leave it alone. We'll go ahead and check inside the tent. And look, they left some valuables.
Leave
so
nothing unchecked.
these are things that I can sell for money.
There's much to be found in forgotten
once
places.
I arrive back in town. Alright, let's keep on trucking then. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some food to heal up a little bit before we go into this room. What just happened there, that unpleasant sounding noise in the 3 above it, that was stress. So every hero has this stress bar up to 100. If you hit 100 stress, then your hero basically flips out, and they can either turn heroic or they can become afflicted with something really, really unpleasant. So you need to kind of manage your stress throughout the game and make sure your heroes aren't too stressed out, otherwise they can turn on you. Alright, let's
An ambush.
fight
Send
some
these
more
vermin
enemies.
a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Alright, so we got this big dude who's got 35 hit points, and this little guy who only has 12 hit points. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get the little guy taken care of. What's weird about this guy is he's actually so big he takes up 2 spaces. So this guy, he looks like he's second, but he's actually in the 3rd position. That's why I can't reach him with this open vein skill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and try to shoot him with my pistol. Bang. And hopefully get him to die soon. Alright, he uses a skill to hit both of us. And this guy uses a skill to hit both of us as well, but we dodge! That's fortunate. Alright, so what skills could we use here? This paladin can't actually reach the Fusilier with any of his skills. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to just smite the Bloodletter. He's got a 50% chance to resist my stuns, so I'll just try to hack him to death without trying to stun him. Alright, this guy goes first, unfortunately. We dodge his blanket fire, which is good. And then I take a bunch of damage from a point-blank shot. Now, some enemy effects will actually cause you to switch places, which can be irritating. Now I can't actually use pistol shot anymore, because I cannot be in the front position to use it. That sucks. So I can spend a turn moving around, or I can just put up with the situation as it is. I'll go ahead and open the big guy's vein. I'll try to. He's bleeding, that's good. And I'm just gonna keep on trying to smite him. If I get lucky enough, I can kill him. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Alright, because of the randomness of the initiative, I actually appear to get a couple of turns in a row. What really happened is that in the last round, my guys went second, and then the beginning of this round, they go first. All that matters, though, is I can maybe kill this guy now. If he bleeds... Oh, he resists it. So when he bleeds... Oh, no, it's 2 damage per round. He's going to die. Perfect. So it's on his turn, he'll die. Which means that what I can do here is just use a buffing skill to buff myself up a little bit. Since on his turn he's going to die, and the Crusader couldn't do anything to target the Fusilier anyway.
The greater the glory.
Alright, he shoots my guy. And now we should be able to finish him off.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. When you complete a scenario, your dudes heal up, but their stress stays. So each of these guys is going to take some stress with them into the future. Let's open up the treasure chest. Something doesn't look quite right with this one. Well, I'm going to open it anyway, because I'm crazy like that. It's trapped, wouldn't you know it? Well, he gets some blight, which deals damage per round over several rounds. Luckily, we're done with the scenario, so it doesn't matter. Bink! Okay, so now let's get a little bit further into the game. These guys got a little bit of experience and leveled up. When you level up, you have the option of opening up these things, which can add traits to your character. These can be good or bad. I like to always open them because it's fun to get. So this guy became tough. He has more health. That's great. And this guy became Cidiomania. He's obsessed with food. I don't actually know what that means, but that's okay. I'm not, by the way, as you can notice, 100% expert on the game. I'm just good at playing it and not dying. But some of the fine points, like what Cidiomania actually does, are beyond me.
This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now.
Shut up. Okay.
And you are bound to them.
Yes. Okay. There we go. He shuts up finally. So we can do some
Most will
stuff
end up here,
in town.
covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Drama queen over here. Jesus. All right. So there's a lot of buildings in this game. A lot of them don't unlock right away. What we do unlock right now is the stagecoach. So the stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws.
Jesus Christ.
Fools and corpses.
Fools and corpses. That's right.
All
That's
will find their way to us now
exactly
that the
what I
road
was
is
thinking.
clear.
Yes, they're all going to find their way to us. That's wonderful. Thank you. Shut up now. All right, so every time you come back from a mission, there will be a couple of people here that you can recruit. You have a maximum roster size. Currently, it's 9. And you can actually upgrade the stagecoach. Now, here's where the game gets a little bit weird. So right now, this is the only building that you have. You can upgrade the stagecoach by spending papers and crests, and you've got a lot of both, so it's like, hey, why don't I just do this? The thing is that papers are actually a little bit hard to come by, and you're going to really want those later on. So I actually prefer not to upgrade the stagecoach. Eventually your roster is going to fill up, and you're going to have the maximum number of people, and you can do pretty well with that number of people for a good long while. So I'm going to leave this alone. There's one upgrade option to increase the size of your roster, and there's another option to increase how many people are available each week, but I'm just going to leave it alone. It seems that after the first...
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
This guy's so annoying. The first week you always get this guy, which is a plague doctor, and then this person, which is a Vestal. After that, though, the people who come in are random. However, I find that these are all pretty good character classes, so that's just good and fine. So let's go ahead and do one quote-unquote real mission before we end this video, because that's all that there is to do for now. On the embark screen, you get to choose...
A mecca of madness and morbidity.
You get to choose... Oh, Jesus, this guy just will not shut up. Yes, thank you. My work begins. Okay, great. So you get to pick missions. Right now, most of the places are locked, and I think in early access, these 2 regions actually don't even exist yet. So it's just 3, Ruins, Weald, and Warrens. And usually there will be, after a while, more than one mission you can pick, but for now, we'll just pick this one. When you pick a mission, there's a couple of things to look at. First is the level of the mission, to make sure you're picking characters for the appropriate level. And then the distance. There are short, medium, and long missions. Short missions have like 9 rooms to explore. Medium missions have 18, I think, and then long missions have over 20. So right now they're just forcing us to take this short one, and the goal is to complete all the battles in the rooms. Other missions will have other objectives. So let's go ahead and put our party here. So this Vestal character, I prefer to use as kind of a back-of-the-line healer. She has a skill that heals the entire team. And she also has a skill that lets her shoot at enemies and heal herself. This actually is a pretty crappy first set of abilities. I prefer to use some of the abilities that right now are actually locked, these 2 in here. But that's fine, we'll be able to unlock those later on. And then the Plague Doctor is pretty solid, although at first it might not seem that clear. Basically, he's got a skill that lets him stun the last 2 characters on the enemy team. Unfortunately, our guy did not get that skill, so I'll have to get that later. He's also got a little healing skill that cures blighting and bleeding. A melee skill that opens up the target's veins, kind of like the Highwayman. And then he's got this Noxious Blast, which blights the target, which causes him to take quite a bit of damage every round for a few rounds. So eventually we'll be able to unlock some of these other skills that are actually better. Like, I'd really like to get Blinding Gas for him, and these 2 skills for her. She's got a stun and a single target bigger heal. But for now, we'll just have to make do. So now we go to the provision phase.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So it's up to you. You can choose to take that guy's explanation for things. It's the cost of preparedness, now in gold, later in blood, or you can listen to me. Well, let's explain how this actually works. You need to take food, because every now and then your heroes will want to eat. For a short mission, you need 8. For medium missions, I like to take 12, and I actually don't know how much to take for long missions. I always kind of guess. Now, what the hell are all these other objects? Well, torches increase the light level, and when the dungeon is brighter, you get a couple of benefits. Your heroes are more likely to surprise the enemy and get an extra round of attacking. You're also going to take less stress, and you're also more likely to be able to scout. In other words, to see ahead what's coming up and, prepare accordingly. Some people like to play with the darkness very, very high and not use any torches at all. The advantages to that are that you save money not having to buy torches every single mission, because that does kind of add up after a while. And also, when you fight in darkness, you're more likely to crit the enemy, and you're more likely to find more loot. So, I think if you're going to be advanced, you should probably play in darkness, but I like to play in light because it's easier that way. The other stuff is as follows. Shovels can sometimes be used to break obstacles, and in certain cases, if you don't have a shovel, you have to take a bunch of stress, lose some health, and lose a bunch of light to get past the thing. So I like to take a shovel, if possible. The anti-venom is something that you can have a character drink if they get blighted or poisoned, but I don't really like to take these unless I know I'm going into a place that has a lot of that sort of effect. The Weald has a lot of enemies like that. Bandages can be used to stop bleeding, but if I get bled, I'll deal with it. Medicinal herbs can sometimes be used on objects that you find to get more money from the object, but there aren't many such objects around. I think alchemy table, and actually you can use them on a sarcophagus, so there's like 2 different kinds. So I'll take it just in case we run up against it. Basically, you can think about this as kind of like a gamble. You spend 200 gold up front, but if you find a thing you can use it on, you can probably get more than 200 gold back. Skeleton keys can sometimes be used to unlock things that are trapped. And then holy water can sometimes be used to basically, kind of like the medicinal herbs, turn something that would otherwise hurt you into something that gives you loot. So I like to take stuff. It's probably not optimal to spend money every mission getting these things, but I find it fun to be able to, you know, get past objects that I interact with and get cool stuff from them. Okay, so that's it. Let's go ahead and embark on our first mission. What's weird about this game is that your first few missions are going to be like some of the hardest missions that you face. After you can unlock the skills that you want for your characters, it actually becomes a lot easier to progress in the game.
The fiends must be driven back.
Don't be surprised if I die in this video.
And the seat of our noble line.
Or if you die your first couple of times. These characters are pretty expendable. More characters will come in through the stagecoach, and if your people die early on, it's not that big of a deal. You can't get too attached. Later on, once your characters level up and you get them all the right skills, then it's a little bit more sad and frustrating if you die, but you should also be, your characters will be much stronger at that point with upgraded items, or with upgraded weapons, armor, and maybe even some items. With good skills, upgraded skills, you should be able to get through without, you know, suffering too much trouble. Okay, we find a map inside of that pack. So here we scout. We get to see what's coming up next. So there's going to be something in this room. I don't think that's a monster fight. There's treasure in this room, which means there will be a monster fight. Oh,
mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
That sucks. And there is a fight in this room. Okay, so in this battle, let's go over what all these guys do. These guys hit you with something that causes you to bleed. The acolytes can push your team around, which can sometimes be very annoying. But the worst guy I think here is definitely this Bone Courtier. He has this skill that I got lucky and dodged called Tempting Goblet, which deals like 20 stress. So top priority usually is to try to kill this guy, Esperanto. Let's see if I can pistol shot him and kill him in a couple of turns. Alright, 8 damage is pretty good. So let's see, can I hit him? Well, I can actually hit him with a Plague Grenade, and if he doesn't resist the Blight, then he could die. Alright, I'm gonna go for it.
Press this advantage.
We killed him, so I really like to kill those Bone Courtier people as fast as possible. Okay, so now we have a choice. Do we try to stun stuff or kill stuff? That's one of the fundamental decisions in this game, is do you take the smaller damage trying to stun something and put it out of commission, or do you try to just kill it? I think here, this guy has 10 health. I could kill that in one blow, so I'm gonna go for it. And I do. So the ultimate status effect is dead. Now I've got to decide who to go for. The Acolyte can sometimes do a skill that stresses you, which is bad. However, most of her skills just push people around, which is fine. I'm already out of position, so if she actually pushes me around some more, I really wouldn't mind. We can go ahead and do this, which causes someone to lose accuracy and deal less damage. We can go for this, which causes the light level to be increased, which is kind of nice, and cause the target have less dodge. Or I can give 1 to 2 healing points to the party. Let's go ahead and Hand of Light this guy, so he doesn't cause my team to bleed. He resists the debuff, unfortunately. This guy keeps on bleeding. Maybe I should have bought some bandages, who knows. So here, I'm gonna just try to finish this guy off. He's not gonna bleed. Oh, is he? He is. He's gonna die. Perfect.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Alright, so Battlefield Medicine. Actually, I'm gonna do this on my dude, because this thing is dead regardless. I don't mind if it takes a little bit longer to kill, but I want to stop the bleeding and also heal this guy up a little bit. Alright, she burns, she pushes, but that's not very much damage, so I don't really mind. I resist the push, which is hilarious, I didn't really want to. This thing is gonna die, so what I'm gonna do is take a moment to actually heal up a little bit. Get lucky, and I get 2 hit points per person. And now, let's go ahead and see if we can smite this thing to death. Nope. Alright, let's see if we can open its vein.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Got a lot of good stuff. A key. That's too bad. I'm probably not going to get to use 2 keys. It's really important if you get pushed out of position that you remember to reset your people after the fight. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the suit of armor. This is usually good stuff. And I get some kind of a buff. Perfect. I wonder if it will tell me what sort of buff it is. I don't know. I don't know where. I've actually never figured out where you see what the buffs are. Oh yes, we can rename our heroes. Well, we'll do that maybe in the next video. Right now, let's march onward. So here is the sarcophagus. This is something that you can actually use the medicinal herbs on. So I cleanse the maiden, and then I get some loot, which is bandages and a portrait. Well, I don't actually know if that was really worth it. Ah, here we can actually do some more stuff. So in a decorative urn, you can sometimes get good stuff if you check it, but usually you'll get something bad. However, if you cleanse it with holy water, then you're guaranteed to get some money.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
So notice, I ended up getting, what, 500, 1,000, 1,250 gold. That pretty much pays for all these things that I bought as sort of a gamble to maybe use later on. That's why I like to always buy stuff. Oh wait, the light's actually getting pretty dim. Let's pop a torch. Okay, and have our next battle. There's a chest, so there'll be a battle. This isn't too bad of a crew of enemies. The biggest danger here are these crossbowmen in the back, because they deal pretty good damage. However, my dude here isn't in too great of a position. I could try to pistol shot them, but I'm actually probably just in better shape if I try to simply kill off one of these rabble. I've got 4 to 9 damage. These guys have 100% bleed resist because the undead don't bleed, but there's a chance I can kill them in one blow. So let's actually go for it. Nope, not a chance. All right, now we can try to finish this thing off or just heal the party a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish this off. The reason is that will push everybody to the front. This is an important thing to consider sometimes. If you kill something, everything else goes up, and these arbalists can't shoot their quarrel when they're in the first or second position. So this back guy will still be able to shoot, but this guy won't.
As the fiend falls,
And I heal up a bit, which is nice too.
faint hope blossoms.
So now he jabs you with the bayonet, which isn't nearly as big of a deal as the quarrel. Alright, so do I try to stun or try to kill? Well, with 8 to 15 damage, I'm going to try to kill this bone soldier straight up, because that way neither of these guys will be able to shoot, and that will make them both much less effective. Chink! Oh, 1 away from killing him. Alright, so here I could try to just blast this thing, or I could finish this thing off. If I don't kill this and my guy gets to go up next, he'll be able to use the grape shot to finish this off and damage these two a bit. But if he doesn't get to go next, I'm gonna really regret not killing this thing. This is the kind of thing that, you know, is really tense, and I think is why the game makers intentionally do not let you see the exact turn order for all the enemies. Anyway, I'm gonna go for it. Let's just blight the arbalist. He resists the blight, unfortunately, and this guy gets to shoot at my priest, and he
Death
crits.
waits for
When the enemy
slightest
crits
lapse in
you, everybody gets
concentration.
stress. Not everybody, but a lot of your team can take stress. Luckily, my guy does get to shoot next, so that guy will die, and these guys will take some damage. All right, so in this battle, I took a fair bit of damage, so I'm definitely gonna now try to heal up a little bit. I'll use my Crusader and my Highwayman to finish these guys off, and I'll use the healing skills of these other two to try to get my group back on track. I get lucky again and heal everybody for 2. And now let's try to smite this thing to death. Oh, it dodges. That's unfortunate. Okay. I could grape shot both of them, and I have a chance at killing this one, but I'd rather take a more of a sure thing and just slash this guy. 1 away from killing him, and of course he doesn't bleed. Alright, so luckily they choose to bayonet jab my guy who has a ton of health, which is good. Let's heal the team. Again, I get lucky and they all heal for 2, which is good. Bayonet jab, I dodge, that's perfect. Let's heal up this guy some more. And now, the smite actually, or the stunning blow has actually a higher accuracy than the smite, so I'm gonna go for that, just to finish that guy off. And now let's slash and dash, which is totally a phrase. So the reason I stunned him here is you can actually sometimes play a little bit cheesy and stun rather than kill enemies so that your healers can have more turns to go do their healing. You have to be careful about that though, because if you take too long to finish a fight, then your party members will be like, hey, we should stop toying around with these bitches, and then you all get stressed. So I'm definitely gonna finish this guy off now if I can. There he goes. Okay, so
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
later on, you can just, if you build a party a certain way, you can just slash through everybody, but I find that early on it's nice to use these two people for healing as much as possible, and use the other two guys to kill everything off, or stun things every now and then so you can get more heals in, so that you can keep up your stamina throughout the dungeon. Let's open up this chest. It looks like a normal chest. We get some heirlooms, great. Crests, you get tons of crests. It's the other stuff that are more important, and portraits are actually quite nice to have, so I'm glad to have found those. Okay, we're done with that room. Now going over here, where you can see we're gonna have 2 encounters along the way. Okay, let's light a torch, just got dark. This locked thing, if you try to open it, it will always be bad. So don't try to open it unless you have the key. If you have the key, that will always be good. Look at some treasures.
Wealth beyond
papers
measure.
Are good. Money. Okay,
Awarded
great.
to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And hey, look at that. It's a good thing I bought a key because I am going to get to use 2 keys. There were 2 locked display cabinets. Alright. Alright, we're still radiant. Let's go into the next room. We don't know what's in here. This didn't get scouted. Just an empty room. Okay, the objective is to complete all room battles. There could be a fight in this room, but if there isn't, I don't need to go there. So I'm just going to go down and follow this path. And if I have to backtrack, then so be it. Okay. Let's just pop a torch, shall we? So that we don't take extra stress. Now we got this guy, which makes you bleed. This guy, which is just dumb. And then this thing can sometimes stress you, but other times it'll just push you around, which isn't that big of a deal. So I can't hit hard enough to kill this bone soldier, so here I think is the appropriate move is actually just to shoot all these guys for a bit of damage, and then let my crusader try to finish them off. And they all take 5 damage, which is a fair bit. Rend for the old gods, get dodge, which saves me a lot of health. Ah, stressful incantation. Very little damage, but I take a bunch of stress, which is kind of annoying. Alright, so now, let's think about what to do here. I could try to play grenade this guy in the back, but I think I might as well just maybe try to make some progress on one of these 2 guys. I can actually, I'll just kill the soldier straight up if I hit him, so I'm gonna go for him. Perfect. I think this acolyte can't do the stressful incantation, but I'm not sure. Still, we'll shoot it just in case. Heal up a little bit. And I'm gonna try to finish him off. When you kill something, you can sometimes lose stress, which is nice. If he bleeds, he'll die, and indeed he's going to die. And
The
that's
bigger
that.
the beast, the greater the glory.
That wasn't a beast, that was a person, I'll have you know. Alright, so here we go, we have hunger. If you starve, it's really, really bad. You take 1/5 of your life in damage, and you get a bunch of stress. So instead, let's eat food and heal up a little bit. It's kind of weird, the game doesn't remember if you eat or not, so if you eat the food just randomly, and then right after that the hunger trigger happens, you end up just having to starve. Okay. Well, should I light my last torch? Now let's just go in here. Hopefully there's no fighting in here. Alright, there's no fighting, so now let's go over here. Light the last torch. It's a trap.
Cruel machinations spring
There's
to
another torch
life
here. These
with a singular
sconces
purpose.
always have a torch in them, which is nice. Alright, we're down to 70, so let's light that torch we found. Maximize our odds of surprising these monsters. And there's a fight here. Okay, so as I mentioned before, these bone courtiers I want to kill ASAP because I don't like the stress they cause. The cultists do have that stress ability, but sometimes they don't use it. These guys just do damage, and so do these guys. So I really just need to kill this, because that's the biggest problem that I face. Right, that's half his health, and he goes next, of course. So this priest is getting really stressed out, which is unfortunate. But apart from the stress, we're doing pretty well. Oh no, that's so annoying. Please resist. Nope, not a chance. Alright, so that's kind of annoying. The priest now is in an awkward spot, but... let's see, I can try to blight this thing to death. I'm gonna do it. I really, really, really want to try to kill off this courtier. So if it deals at least 2 damage to him and it blights, he'll die. Oh, only 1. Okay, it's not gonna die next turn. It'll be at 1 health, unfortunately. So he gets stunned and pushed. That's very awkward. So he loses his turn. I do actually have bandages, but anyway. So we have Hand of Light and Illumination. All right, well, we're going to try to finish this thing off.
A devastating blow.
Heal some stress for everybody. Wow, that's a lot of stress healed. Perfect. This guy's bleeding like the dickens. All right, so here, I can't really kill any of them in one shot, so I'm going to just weaken them all up. I'll try to anyway. And sure, we'll pop a bandage, I guess. Alright, I could maybe kill that brawler, so I'm just going to try to kill him right now. And he goes to 1 health, of course. Alright, so here, I think I'm just going to try to finish that thing off. Well, he'd have to take 3 damage to die with a minus 75% damage mod. That seems unlikely. So instead, we'll just try to blight this defender a little bit. Actually, what am I doing? I should just kill this thing. I'm just gonna kill this thing. Yeah. So what has the highest accuracy? It is the Noxious Blast. Yeah, just kill it dead so this thing steps up. So hopefully it won't do any more stressful incantations. This is bad because now my Crusader actually can't use any of his skills. So I could use the attack with him, or I could have her slide back so the Crusader can take his turn. Let's think about this. Alright, we'll see if I can just finish this up. We'll take the thing that has the smallest negative damage mod, which is Hand of Light. There's a chance to kill it, and it dies. Alright, I think that was worth it. So as long as that one room that we skipped by didn't have a fight in it, which seems unlikely because we've had a lot of rooms with fighting in them already, we should be good after this is done. So I can't do anything except switch places. Let's judge it up. And he blights to death.
A victory. Perhaps a turning point.
Alright, so at this point, you have a choice. You can either go back to this place that you skipped, see if there's any valuables, or you can just click this thing and leave the dungeon. It would be nice to find some more valuables. I do have another torch, so I shouldn't take too much stress. So I'm actually going to go ahead and finish up this video by heading on back there. If I didn't have another torch, and I knew that everybody would take a little bit more stress from walking through darkness, I probably wouldn't have done this. But there's always a chance that I could find some more money. I do have several things here. I could still use a shovel. That's actually all I've got, is the shovel. But anyway, it's possible that that would come in use. Alright, so here's an urn. Generally, the urns are bad, so I'm not going to risk the urn here. Am I? You know what, this priest, pretty stressed out. Good chance I'm going to end up tossing her anyway. You can, of course, relieve stress, which we'll talk about in the next video. But alright, I'll have her take a chance on the urn. Alright, we got something good. That was beating the odds.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Oh, we have to do another fight. This is kind of unfortunate. While these things are all pretty easy to kill, they have these little maggoty things have stressful attacks, so it's going to be important to kill them. Also, I didn't actually rearrange my party members correctly.
Executed with impunity.
So, Grave Nibble deals stress if you get hit. Luckily, my guys have been dodging it. Let's try to kill this thing off.
Be gone, fiend.
Alright, that was a nice stress healing with a critical hit.
Powerful blow.
And now we can just, yeah, nothing really matters here anymore. So I should just try to kill it as quickly as I can. Damage mod -20 versus -40, so we'll do the harder hitting thing. Nothing happens. Blight this bitch. Okay. Open vein? No, this spider has a strong grip on life. It will take a bite out of our witch doctor here. Luckily it wasn't a crit, so there's no stress happening. Let's finish this thing off. And
Remind
get
yourself
500
that
gold.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, let's get everybody back into position and light the last
The match
torch.
is struck. A blazing star is born.
Blazing star. It's one of my favorite lines. Like, what other kind of stars are there? Nothing in this room, so we just got 500 gold.
More bones return to rest.
All right.
Devils remanded to
So
their
that's a
abyss.
quick introduction to how to play and not horrifically suck at Darkest Dungeon. I don't know if you can actually skip all these animations that happen, but you get all these crests. These are used for upgrading buildings. I'll go ahead and take a peek at what Reynald's getting. Backtracker. No stress penalty when walking backwards. He's got a creeping cough, which is really terrible. But that, okay. So I'll be back soon with a continuation of this sort of strategy guide
I
walkthrough type
remember
of video.
days when the sun shone.
God, I need to find an
and
option to
laughter could
shot
be
that
heard
guy
from
up.
the tavern.
It's really great for mood, you know, when you're playing by yourself. But when you're trying to make a video, that guy just will not quit yapping. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And we'll pick up right where we left off in the next video shortly. Take care, everybody.